And this story is scary, too. Arizona, Chandler, Associated Press. Authorities have determined a man who was stabbed and beheaded in suburban Phoenix, a suburban Phoenix apartment, was killed for stealing drugs from a Mexican cartel in a gruesome example of drug cartel violence spilling over our border. Martin Alejandro Cotamonroy, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it properly, sounds good, stole 400 pounds of marijuana from the cartel, which sent men to kidnap and kill him, according to a Chandler police report. So how did they get into this country? Cotamonroy was able to talk his way out of being killed, saying he'd pay back the money and use his house for collateral. But the house wasn't his, and he fled, leading the cartel to hire assassins to go to Arizona, befriend him, and kill him. His body was found October 10 in a Chandler apartment, his severed head a couple of feet away. It was very gruesome, said the police detective David Raymer. Anytime you see a headless body stabbed multiple times, obviously that's gruesome. Yeah, anytime you see it. I haven't seen one. And this is a message being sent. Not only are they going to kill you, but they're going to dismember your body, and if you cross us, this is what happens. The U.S. has seen extensive cross-border violence tied to drug trafficking. In one example from 2009, members of a group of Mexican drug traffickers were indicted in the murders of 9 people in San Diego, including 2 victims whose bodies were dissolved in acid. Now, folks, I am so sick and tired of the feckless, impotent politicians in this country who refuse to stand up to these front groups, these ethnic front groups, and refuse to secure the border. I'll bet you more Mexicans are being killed by Mexicans than any other ethnic group. And so, we need to secure the border. This is why when people say to me, Governor Christie, where does he stand? Or Governor Daniels, where does he stand? Or former Governor Jeb Bush. They're not strong border guys. So I'm supposed to ignore it? No, I'm not ignoring any of it. Our country is under assault at many levels and from many places. Either you're conservative or you're not. Either you think there's an urgency here or you don't. How many more decades can this go on? They're beheading people in suburban Phoenix. They're dissolving bodies in acid in San Diego. What the hell is that? They're shooting teenagers who cross the border, maybe a couple of 100 yards, looking at a used car, shooting them down right on sight for no damn reason. Who is it that's compassionate on this issue? This man who was beheaded was Mexican. Those teenagers who were murdered in Mexico, they were Mexican Americans. Who is it who's compassionate about this? Who wants to secure the border, to protect people on our side of the border, whatever their ethnicity and background and color or anything else? Lawlessness, murder, rape, mayhem, kidnapping, ransom. I think that's bad for everybody, don't you? We have this behemoth of a federal government that's involved in everything, pushing around law-abiding, hard-working, tax-paying citizens, telling us what to do, what not to do, when to do it, how to do it. Meanwhile, it won't protect us from what's coming across the border. I feel sorry for our Border Patrol guys. They're not getting the support that they need. And what is this that we can't build physical structures? They want to build these ridiculous trains. They want to build more and more roads. They want to build monuments to themselves and post offices and bridges. But you can't build physical barriers on the southern border because what? It's disgusting. So be ready for more decapitations. Be ready for more acid deaths. Be ready for more kidnappings and ransoms and little kids being murdered along the border. Be ready. Because your government's too busy doing other things. What is it? Breastfeeding we're supposed to be thinking about, and obesity. Yes, I forgot. We'll be right back. All right, here. Let us go to our buddy, Robert Vandertulip, also a Gold Star dad. How are you, brother?
I'm doing real good, Mark. I just wanted to kind of pass along some good news. My youngest son, Caleb, has just completed his tour of duty in Iraq and is on the plane heading home.
Boy, I bet you're excited.
We are very excited, and just want to thank everybody for their prayers and thoughts while he's been gone.
You have a remarkable family, Robert.
We appreciate it. Listen, I wanted to give you some information on Piers Morgan also. His brother is a British officer, I believe a colonel.
Really?
Who's a combat vet. Yeah, multiple tours. And Piers has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars for the Intrepid Fallen Hero Fund.
Pierce Morgan has?
Yeah.
I guess I better stop making fun of the guy.
Yeah, no, he's I don't know about, his show or anything like that, but he's really,
a huge lib. He's a huge lib, but it's good that he's doing some good work though.
Right, he is. He's done some real good work as far as helping out vets and families.
All right. That's good to know, brother. All right. Well, God bless you, and that's exciting. I know you can't wait, man.
Yep. All right. Thank you so much, Mark.
Take care. He lost his son, Josiah, in October '04, and he has another son that goes to Iraq. It's a remarkable family. Eric in New York, the great WABC. Go.
Yeah, hi, Mark.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, one of my passions, you were talking about your passion. One of my passions is my 12-year-old granddaughter, Yasana. And she's autistic, and right now she's nonverbal. We're working with her and praying that she'll begin to start talking. And, Mark, God is my witness. You are the only radio program that she will listen to. I mean, when she comes home from school, usually she puts on a CD, and if I turn on other talk show hosts, which I won't mention their names, she will turn and she'll turn it right off and put on a CD. When I put your show on, it stays. And right now, bless her heart, she went to sleep. You put her tonight, but she'll listen to your program from start to finish.
What a sweetheart. What's her name again?
Her name is Yasana, Ysanna. And, we're working with her on talking and reading. And hopefully when she begins to read, she'll be reading Liberty and Tyranny. She loves books. And,
well, Eric, let me do this. Let me send you a copy of Rescuing Sprite. Maybe that's something you can read to her.
Oh, my God, she loves you, Mark. So I got to believe that she'd love any of your books.
Well, you really made my day. Don't hang up, Eric. Don't hang up. Guys, send him a signed Rescuing Sprite. I'm speechless. Well, folks, just to show you how bizarre and irresponsible this administration is, if you needed it anyway, Washington Examiner, remember Obama's $787 billion stimulus program? He defended it, included legions of allegedly shovel-ready transportation jobs. Well, after investing billions of borrowed dollars in transportation just 2 years ago, why is Obama now asking for an 84% increase in the Transportation Department's budget over 2010 levels? 84%. As Ronald Utt of the Heritage Foundation pointed out earlier this week, the president included a $48.1 billion spending increase for DOT in his 2012 budget proposal. If Obama gets his way, Utt calculates, transportation outlays will increase more than 10 times faster than all other federal spending. And the man Obama appointed in 2009 to manage the Transportation Department is the former Illinois Republican rep, and he was a liberal, Ray the Hood, a.k.a. Ray LaHood, who a few months ago promised to put cars and bicycles on an equal footing in federal funding decisions. Massive increases at EPA, massive increases at the Department of Transport. This damn administration. Oh, we can't cut a penny. Oh, what will it do to the kids? It's just grotesque. Zisa, Modesto, California, the great KSFO. Go.
Hi, Mr. Levin. Thank you for taking my call.
How are you?
I'm doing okay, thank you. How are you?
All right, thank you. You can call me Mark.
Okay. So, my husband actually turned me on to your radio station 2 years ago.
He's a good man.
Yes, he is a good man.
He's a good man no matter what they say.
Well, he's an amazing man, actually.
Yes.
But he is actually a union man. We're a union family, a private sector union.
So am I.
And he pays $13.60 an hour to provide medical and dental for us.
He does what? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear that.
He has to pay out of his wages $13.60 an hour for medical and dental.
Wait a minute. He pays $13.60 an hour for medical.
Yes, sir.
Out of how much? Well, I don't want to cause a problem here. Is that a big percentage of his hourly wage? It must be.
It is. That's his hourly wage. Part of his hourly wage, which is,
I see.
It goes into, so roughly, if we're doing the math, over $18,000 a year. And that's covered at 85%.
Mm-hmm.
That's not covering 100%.
It's a lot.
We still, for the medical.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is I'm really sick and tired of these teachers in Wisconsin complaining about what they have to pay when my husband pays $13.60 an hour out of his wage.
Yeah, they didn't have to pay anything, and now maybe they'll have to pay 5.5%.
Well, the whole thing is they're public sector. It's based upon, tax dollars going to that. They should be thankful that people are willing to even pay for that.
This is exactly why every president, well, not every president, but even FDR and Reagan, who was a union leader at one point, said, look, there's a difference between the private sector and the public sector. There's simply no proper negotiating situation in the public sector. And what's really going on is that the public sector unions, by and large, particularly the NEA and the AFT, are really just parts of the Democrat Party. And so they raise taxes on us, they take their money, they take their cut, and then they pass on a bunch of money to the Democrat Party, which then votes them, in many cases, what they want.
Well, absolutely. Before these elections, Mark, my husband gets in the mail all who to vote for. And so my husband tells, his fellow coworkers, on the job site, just FYI, when they talk about who they're voting for. And my husband says, not that it's any of your business, but I vote against, whatever they put you on the sheet, I vote the opposite. We're Tea Party family as well. So,
well, let me tell you something. That's great. I'm going to tell you something. This effort to turn taxpayer against taxpayer is not going to work. It's just not going to work. I see some of the private sector unions are involved in this activity. The bosses, like Trumpkin, these other guys. It's not the same thing. And like I told you, I'm a member of this AFTRA. They take a big chunk of my money, by the way. And I don't even use their health care. I use a different health care. And I can't get out of it. So I pay it. I do what I have to do. But then when I get these emails that they're joining in these protests, boy, does that piss me off. I'm not paying them to join in protests.
No, and that's, it's an unfortunate thing. At the same time, my husband doesn't go and complain about what he has to pay to provide the medical for us. He does it, and he does it willingly to get the kind of medical we have. You have to pay for it in this country. And that's it. And we do have the best medical. I mean, why do you think people from Canada, people from, all over the world are coming here to use our medical, yet, they want this stupid Obamacare, So it's don't get me started on him. I can't stand the man. So, but I just, I wanted to, I've been listening to your show, and every time I hear, these liberal Democrats pieces of crap calling into your show, it just really...
Oh, man, you're fired up, kid.
Oh, you do. I can't stand it, and then when they put the race card and this card, I'm just like, I am so sick of you guys saying this kind of crap. I mean, and I live in California, for crying out loud. I'm surrounded by this.
Well, you're living
communism.
it.
Yeah.
You're living it. All right, Zisa. Modesto's a nice area, by the way. You take care.